Now let us talk about 6 indications, 6 signs that you are awakening. What do I mean by awakening? So I don't want to make this sound like an out there concept. It's actually easy when you really understand it. And when you engage in Neville's teachings, you will know what I mean. So awakening, imagine you are sleeping at night, you have a dream at night, you wake up in the morning in your bed, you realize, wow, this was all a dream, right? This all happened in me. It was a dream. Now, the waking up that we speak about in this video is obviously not waking up from a night dream, but it's waking up to the dream of life. You realizing that also your external circumstances that seem so convincingly real and solid and facts and set in stone, that all of that is also happening in you, you as awareness, or you waking up as the beingness that you are, you waking up to understanding that you're more than your circumstances, that you're more than your internal state, that you are the beingness, the awareness, the I am, that is being identified with a state, which is then expressed in circumstances. But if you start to within make a life something new, that then this is also what your dream of life reflects back to you. And you make something new alive in you, and then your dream of life reflects this back to you. So that also this life, in a sense that you are not bound to what right now is, that you are the dreamer, right? That you are the operant power, that you are the one determining where you shift into internally next. And then this is what your external world reflects back, right? So this is the waking up that I mean when I speak of awakening. So let's dive right in and talk about these 6 indications. The first thing, when you understand that, is that you won't see problems any longer as final, right? Problems no longer will seem final. Because how can a problem be final if you understand that the problem only depends on your attention of it? But if you take your attention, your awareness, your focus, your energy away from the problem and you put it on the solution or on a desired outcome, then the problem fades, right? The problem will no longer, first of all, trigger you and make you react. And at some point, the world will reshuffle and you will see new circumstances, which already shows that things are not final. So I made a video on this called Only Accept Your Ideal. I will link this one above right now, simply for you to get some reconfirmation on this point. But that's the first point. If you have understood that your problems, it's not only that they no longer seem final, you will also have understood that they are not final. So whenever you encounter a problem, you understand, okay, I don't have to accept this as final if I don't like it. And this goes hand in hand with the second point, which is that you are turning within and you're shifting within. You're no longer trying to fight the problem on the outside. You're no longer trying to, find the solution on the outside. You're no longer battling with the mirror of life, right? You're no longer forcing anything on the outside. No, you turn within, you align within to the version of yourself that already is on the level where the problem no longer even exists, where you have the solution, where there is no more a desire but the wish fulfillment, right? And this is happening within. And I also did a video on this called How to Shift States. I will also link this one above right now for you to really understand the ways to shift states and also how to stay then in this new internal state. So problems no longer will seem final. If you have understood this and if you have a problem, you understand that, wait, I can turn within and I can, in a sense, solve that problem, but not by battling with it in the mirror, but by shifting my awareness into a state where it's now solved, right? I can imagine the solution. I can take my attention away from the problem and place my attention on the solution. So if you understand this and you are turning within, you're focusing on shifting within instead of trying to get things from the world. Because remember, the world is in you. The change happens in you. The world can then only give confirmation and reflection of that. So if you understood and if you started to turn within to solve things, to change things, that's also a very good indication that you are, waking up more to realize the power that you actually have. The third point is that you don't take your cue from the 3D circumstances, right? Another big point, I mention this oftentimes on my YouTube channel. So you understand that, okay, things can be as they are right now, but you're not taking your cue from that, right? You're not letting that affect or pollute dramatically your internal state. Yeah, maybe the first instance, maybe you have some reactions here and there. That's totally fine. But then you change within, right? You don't go to sleep with that reaction. You don't carry that reaction, that unwanted state with you. You don't take your cue from what right now is. You simply acknowledge, okay, my world right now shows me X, Y, and Z. And if you don't like it, then again, you are turning within. So if you started to no longer take the 3D as like an indication for how things should be, how you should feel, right? If you look at your bank account and that's not showing you the financial abundance you want, but if you stop taking your cue from your bank account, and you nevertheless start to feel financially abundant, start to align yourself within to a new financial abundance state. And this goes for all life areas. Then you're also on the way, or then this is also a very nice indication that you are waking up. Okay. The fourth step is more self-awareness. And this is a key point overlooked in the manifesting space big time, right? More self-awareness of your internal state and also of your reactions to life. So what do I mean by that? So when you have more self-awareness, then you notice when your reactions are not matching your wish fulfilled state. So let's just say you want to manifest more money, and then you get a bill in your mail, or you have a big payment to make or whatever, and you react, you're shocked, you're triggered, you're angry. But then if you then notice, oh, wait a second, I would not react that way if I would have all the money that I want. If I have always more finances that I want, then you notice this reaction, and then you can turn within and realign again. Right? Same with your internal state, right? If you notice that you're right now dwelling on unwanted internal states, if you embody, you nurture, you dwell on unwanted internal states that you actually don't want to express in this world, once you notice that you dwell on them internally, then you can take your attention away from that and also internally start to dwell on other things again, right? You can nurture your internal garden, so to speak. But if you notice that right now you're planting unwanted seeds, then cut that, stop that, and gently maneuver to, oh, what do I want to dwell within instead? So self-awareness of your inner state and also self-awareness of your reactions to life. And if that doesn't match, if you see, okay, there's undesirable stuff happening, then you can gently maneuver into what you want instead, right? If you have more self-awareness, if you are more the observer, so to speak, if you don't lose yourself in the emotions, in the circumstances, in your states, but you can zoom back, you can zoom out again, out of the house, so to speak, and then you rest, and then you can align to what you want instead. Key point. The next thing is that you are seeing the world through states. And I did a very, very, I really like this video generally. I'm not just saying, oh yeah, that's a nice video to promote my videos. Really like this video that I did with Josiah Brand, who also has a huge YouTube channel on Neville Goddess Teachings, is an extremely good video, in my opinion, on the topic of states. With a deep dive on states, what they are, what they mean. So the secret of states, I recommend you check this out. I will link this above right now. But the point here is that you are seeing the world through states, right? You're no longer judging people. You understand that however people act is because they are in a state, and probably they're unwittingly, they've fallen in a state, and they're bound to experience the consequences of the state that they're in. Same for you, right? You should not blame or judge yourself for the state that you're in right now. If you don't like it, then you can dwell and start to dwell on a new internal state. So you start to see the world through states, and then no longer through right or wrong, or this is good, this is bad. It's simply states getting expressed, people being in states, right? People being wittingly or unwittingly identified with things, and then that is how they speak, what they say, what they do, what they express in their life, right? You start to see the world through states. To understand this better, check out this video. Also, you are not forcing good emotions 24/7, right? This is the final point here, because sometimes what I see happening, and this also happened for me, is that when we go into these manifesting teachings, these self-empowerment teachings, these spiritual teachings, Neville's teachings, and also self-help, self-improvement, all of that, then it can become this neurotic, forceful self-optimization, oh, I need to feel good all the time type of journey, where oh my God, I have an emotion, oh no, I shouldn't feel this way, let me quickly do something to get rid of this. But that's not the case when you become more self-aware, when you understand more of who you really are. Then you're not forcing good emotions 24/7, right? You can be a happy partner, you can be financially successful, you can be always healthy, but you can still have some seemingly not so nice emotions arising in your awareness without attaching yourself to them. You can simply let them come up, let them flow by like a cloud. You remain the sky, you remain present, right? You're the depths of the ocean, and on top of the ocean there are sometimes huge waves, there's sometimes calmness on top of the ocean, but in the depths of the ocean it's always peace, it's always calmness, it's always still, unless there's maybe like an underwater tsunami or things like that. But you know what I mean, right? I mean, the key point is that you're not really getting fazed by emotions. You allow yourself to have the full spectrum of emotions without hiding from the seemingly overwhelming ones and only wanting to have the good emotions, only wanting to feel good. No, you go through life, you start to, you know, shift into the states that you want to be in. But if there are also some emotions coming up, it's totally fine. You don't have to feel good all the time. Obviously, it's like recommended, and obviously, you know, it's easier to feel better when you understand more of who you really are, when you understand more of, you know, that infinite beingness, when you become less identified with the ego and you can see through the mask. You understand that you're wearing this mask to express states, but you are the God self, the beingness, the I am, the awareness behind your ego. Then you're no longer battling and running away from these emotions, and you're no longer forcing having only good emotions, right? This neurotic self-optimization where you're like, oh my God, I have to feel this and this and this all the time. That's usually not going to happen, right? So these were the 6 points, the 6 indicators, the 6 signs that you are awakening more, that you are understanding these teachings more, that you are applying them better, internalizing them better. And if you need any additional help, if you want me in your corner, then check out the 2 links in the video description. One is my free masterclass, one is my program where I take all of that like in a structured system with a community, with weekly calls, one-on-one calls, and accountability into one program. So if that's relevant for you, then check it out. And I speak to you in the next video. Bye, guys.